Hello and welcome back to the next part of the tutorial. In this tutorial we'll start adding to the rig with all the morphers that we did in the last tutorial. Something that I missed, just in case anyone tried to render, they would notice that the eyelids don't render, which, well, they might not render. Mine does, but that's because the planes that we added aren't two-sided. So with your material editor open, under shader basic parameters, with the material that we had, the skin we chose, selected, choose two-sided, and then the teeth will show. So yeah. So let's get on the tutorial. Make sure you in the last tutorial that if you try to rename these before you add the morphers. I think I added an annotation to say that. So we'll start with the eyes, because they're pretty simple. But first we need to go to the motion tab. We have to do this for each one of these control panel parts in the middle, the moving bits, and under the F, this will be already closer. Open the assign controller and press the X button beside the FK sub controls, and with position selected, go to assign controller and add Bezier position, and do that for every single one. And then we'll do the eyes after. And after we've done that, we'll do the head with the eyelids. That's the most basic one. So let's go back to the modifier panel and check which head does the eyelid on the right side from their perspective. So that'll be head 002 for me. So the right eyelid selected, we are going to go to the animation menu at the top and go down to reaction manager, and with the big green cross, select the right eyelid slider thing, and then go down to transform, FK sub control, and position. And then for add slave, we'll click the head and then go down to modified object and then morpher, and then select head 002 or whatever you named the right eyelid closing, and then it's gonna be like a keyframe in a way. So after you've added the first slave, move the Y slider down, but I recommend you go to the parent coordinate system instead, and then change it to -25 if you did exactly like mine. But you know, so that's right at the bottom, and then after you've done that, create state, and then change the value from 0.0 down up to 100. And as you can see, his eye is now closed. Now if we were to test that with the slider, you can see now that his eye now closes and opens. When the slider is up, it's open, and when it's closed, it's closed. So there you go. Now do the exact same thing for the other slider for the left eyelid. Make sure you get the right eyelid. For me it's head 001. So like we did last time, animation, reaction manager, or you might have already had that open. Add master, select transform, FK subcontrol, position, and then add slave, select the head, modified object, morpher, head 001. Then change that to -2.5, then add state. And now, oh yeah. Sorry, and then of course change the value, which I had forgotten to do, to 100. And now we got the other eye that will close. So now they'll both close through the control panel. Hooray! Like we did for the eyelids, do the same for the teeth. Wherever my teeth are. So make sure you get the right ones. You can always change and adapt these things in the reaction manager. So like we did again, add master, transform, FK subcontrol, position, then add slave, modified object, morpher, head 003. This is why it's good to rename these to something more smarter, you know, like teeth closed or something, because this can get very confusing after you've done the eyelids, the eyebrows and all that, because it all goes in the same little box. It can get very confusing. And then lower the state. Change this to 2. Then add create state. Change this to 100. There we go. Now as you can see, my teeth kind of close probably higher than what we're ever going to see, so I could change the when it's at the top to a different value to start off with. So could have it like that, so at the top goes down. That's a bit better. So yeah, tweak it if you have to. So I'm just gonna keep it closed. So yeah, so pretty much that's the basic idea for the reaction manager. It's quite simple. You get the idea. And now we'll do the eyes. Pretty much the same as we did for the eyelids and that, but we'll be doing it on 2 different axes. So find the eyes, which I can't select for some reason. There we go. And So the middle, of course, is the default. So add master, right eye, FK sub control, position like we did before. So selected if you want to make it a bit more tidy so you don't get confused. Then add slave, modified object, morpher, and as you can see it can get very confusing. So it could save you time if you rename. You don't have to always keep checking each eye to see which one's which. So select that, and that's the first state. So we're going to want to move it up 2.5. Then add state, and then change the value to 100. And as you can see, if we change the slider, it goes up like that. Oops. Now make sure you put it back to the center, and if you've got parent position coordinate system in, just put 0, 0, 0, 0, and it'll be back in the center of that panel. And we'll do again the same. We'll do the next bit of the eye, so that'll be down. So again, add a state, create a state. I think, well, add it like that. Nah, yeah. So again, we have to add slave again. So find which one it is. Let's add slave object. Oh, what am I doing? Same eye every time. I always get confused. So back to morpher, and then I've forgotten which eye it was. So for the for it to go down, add slave, modified morpher, box 21 is for me. You should definitely rename them if you want it to be less confusing. And then move the slider thing, or little circle, down, and then add state, or create state, and then change it to 100, the very bottom one it should be, and then test it. Yeah, goes down nice and normal. So yeah, make sure it's back to the middle. Then we'll do it again for the next one, just down here, which is box 2 free. Box 2 free. So add another slave, morpher, and then move it on the x-axis. And then create a state. Then change box to free in the thing to 100. And it should be, yeah. Now as you can see, the other two are now connected. It's a bit unstable sometimes, but it works. So look up that way now. So put back to 0 and do the same for the other direction. So find the box, 2.5, and then We did again, add slave, modified object, morpher, 25. And then move it, add state, change it to 100. There you go. We should now have a workable eye. Yep. So that works. I won't show you how to do the other eye because pretty much exactly the same as we just did. So now we'll go on to the eyebrows. So again, add master, transform, FK subcontrol position. And how we're going to do this is we're going to leave the eyebrow going up to the very last. So let's start with the bottom one. So, add slave, modified object, morpher, 12, and then I'm going to put mine this way. Add state, and change it to 100. Oh, I've put mine the wrong way. But you can experiment with this, so it doesn't have to be like mine. There we go. So only if it's in this side will it actually go like that. So put it back to the middle, and then add slave again, modified object, morpher, and then put this way, add state, and change that to 100. So now you can see it works like that. Now for the final one, we're going to put the slider thing to the bottom. So minus 2.5 for me, so it's at the bottom. And then add slave, modified object, morpher, and then I'm going to put it right to the top, and then add go create state, change it to 200. So now you should look like that. So you could just go straight up, it'll be all straight, or you could make it go up like that, or like that. So you get quite a lot of motion from just that small little ball. Okay, and before we go stop this video, let's do the pupil dilation thing that we added slider for, if you have. So just create another eye and remove the morpher. Change this to dilation if you want. And in the selection, go to element, select them both, and with the scale tool, scale them up as much as you think would be needed. You can always put a face behind it to make sure you get it right. I think that will be good enough. So, yeah, and now go back onto the morpher and choose an empty slot and pick object from scene and choose your new eyes, and let's see if they work. Yep, now it looks like it's on drugs, or he's seen something really cute. something like that. So yeah, that works. Now to add to the slider, it's pretty much just like we did for all the others. Just change the thing to 100. So let's quickly do that. Add master, transform, FK control, position, and add slave, modifier objects, morpher, dilation, which is at the bottom, and then put this to the bottom. Add state, and then change it to 100. So when we slide this up and down, its eyes get bigger. So we can even move the eyes around if we want, and they still work. So yeah. So I think we'll stop the tutorial there. The next tutorial will finally be doing the mouth bit, which is probably the most complicated bit for the face rig, but it should be quite easy. And then we can go on to the body parts and all that with the biped and that. So if you like this video, thumbs up, I think it is. And if you didn't like it, thumbs it down or unlike it. And if you got any problems, put it in the comment section, and I'll see if I can help you. Not saying I will, but be able to help you, but I'll do my best. So see you next time.